Shall I begin?
Yes, thank you.
Chapter 5. The Thingening. I don't know.
The Jungles of Kirasak, as I
Yeah.
have it written.
Ah, this was the churn chapter.
Tell us a story.
Yeah, this was Churn and the death of Odos
Yep.
and everyone sitting around the Godforge for 40 minutes waiting for people to use it to bring back Callie.
Yep.
Because
Except
no one
Donar.
can follow simple instructions apparently.
Okay, could I have been clearer with the instructions? Like, I could have, but, like, reasonably, could I have been? I...
Oh my lord. I mean, Narok, you're not wrong.
What were the instructions?
It was basically, I need you to do something. Turn hands, Ryoko and Donar hammers, and then jumps in the Godforge and lays down on the anvil.
Instructions unclear. Ray's dead.
Like,
instructions unclear. Created another god.
we had fully proven at this point that if you put living things in the fire and then pound on them with a hammer, they will change and do something else. Like, that was a thing Callie used her own body for.
Other things that change when you
Anyway,
pound on them.
Anyways, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Oh my god, Chris. Wow. Why?
I love you.
Where did that come from? Moving on.
Okay.
That is how the fridge goes.
Oh my lord.
Let's go ahead and start.
Yeah. Also, I need to turn streamer mode back on. There we go. I don't get Discord pings. Okay. Chapter 5. The Jungles of Kirsak. With Callie dead, Lillian mourns and returns to the orphanage, while the rest of the party picks up Churn and Ellerin.
Wasn't this also where we picked up the Stegosaurus?
Yes.
We're getting that.
Spinosaurus.
Yes. No, the party travels east. With the knowledge of God-slaying weapon lost to time in the ancient jungles, Cass sends the only party she believes has a hope of returning. Yeah, don't send the B team. It's months before the party finds any signs of civilization, more by chance than any meaningful form of skill, and they follow these signs to a recessed pool with rising waterfalls, where they meet Chalakdaloja. I like how Jet doesn't even try to spell it. He just puts the pronunciation.
I straight up was just like, nah. I knew that if I didn't give you a vague pronunciation for that, you'd actually take a look at that word and go, that's not recognizable.
Quetzalsnecatl is its nickname. This remnant of the old god speaks of the party's coming death, and that he will feed on them when the time comes. He does point them in the direction of our goal, however, as it serves him for them to perish. Also, Spinosaurus egg things. The birth of Dadar.
I didn't actually expect you to just straight up read that.
Why not?
Because that would require that you accept and call yourself Dadar.
I've just embraced the meme at this point, okay?
Good.
I mean, I have an entire token with my, quote, full name on it.
It is quite glorious.
Anyways. They arrive at the Temple of the Sun, the last resting place of Heaven's Fall. They get stumped for an entire session by a simple audio puzzle after being given the solution during pre-session shenanery. Look, it was a Mesoamerican pyramid, you know, one of those mids with stairs, and it leads to Stairway to
Did you just
Heaven
call
on
it a
some
mid?
gamelons. They descend into a
Just call it-
labyrinth that Odo solves in about 0.3 seconds, and they finally arrive at the altar of the sun. I said it that way because that's the way it is written.
Yes, I put in my own personal note without any. Normally, so for you, Vlas, this is a little bit of behind the scenes, seeing how I annotate my own notes.
Yeah.
Things in brackets tend to be like, you don't need to say this. This is just like stage direction.
Yeah.
While things in parentheses are like, here's either how you say the word or an annotation that can be said aloud
Yeah.
or whatnot. Um, there was none of that. That's just straight up in there. Like,
Yep.
fuck you guys. I literally told you the answer was Stairway to Heaven in pre-session shenanery, and it took you all goddamn session.
I will point out you didn't literally say it, but yeah, you did tell us it was a stairway to Heaven's Fall, and like we should have gotten that.
We should have, but
After specifically saying, I'm listening to Zeppelin tonight.
That reference probably only hits Nurok correctly.
I mean, I got it. In hindsight, I understand where he was coming from, but at the time, I'm just like, cool, he's listening to Zeppelin. Oh.
I tried so hard to incept that in all of you. Proof that Inception is bullshit. It's not possible.
Look, if 9 years in a kitchen listening to classic rock didn't teach me that, you're not gonna do it over the course of 3 ND.
What the fuck?
I heard somebody say Inception, so I did the Blom.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Fair.
someone playing a didgeridoo now or something?
Dude, I want a didgeridoo.
My sister has one, actually.
Can I get a didgeridoo?
Oh my god. Didgeridoo noises intensify.
I don't know who else was doing that. but I
That's what your
appreciate it.
house is gonna sound like if you get Jet a didgeridoo, just saying.
But I need it for the music. I need to record it. The music.
The music. Anything you can hum, you can do with a didgeridoo.
It's almost less of a hum. It's kind of a.
It's very much a drone.
Yeah.
Like, it's a droning noise.
Yeah.
It's
deep.
It's the perfect instrument for Callie.
Oh my god. In another world, Callie could have been a bard.
Right?
Hey, I am a
Playing
bard.
a didgeridoo.
Playing a didgeridoo.
He was very nearly a bard in this.
That would have been awesome, though. We need an alternate universe for Callie as a bard.
I mean, that's basically Kim Kardashian.
But Kim
Okay, we're moving
Kardashian
on
didn't
and
play a
I'm getting involved
didgeridoo.
Because that comes up later.
Yeah.
Let's continue,
So,
and you can go off on your Kim Kardashian.
a massive fight breaks out with the Guardians of the Temple. Churn straight up detonates a few people with a sacred sacrificial dagger, and the party is systematically downed by the Custodia. At the edge of death, they find themselves in limbo.
Janitors.
So Custodia is actually like Old Latin for, not specifically guardian. I don't remember the specific word off the top of my head, but it is more akin to guardian than it is janitor.
Yeah.
I don't know how it ended up becoming like janitor.
Yeah, I blame the English for that.
Yeah, I blame English for that. But it in Latin it does mean guardian.
That's why in Warhammer 40k the Emperor's personal guard are called Legionis Custodia, I think.
Yeah, the Adeptus Custodia.
Adeptus
and
Custodia.
The Janitor
so-
Legion.
The janitor.
for a little too much nerdage and 10 seconds of over-explaining this,
Go for it.
a Space Marine is capable of going like 1 to 20 of anyone else in the 40k universe, if not, 5v planet.
Hmm.
One Adeptus Custode can go 1v entire, entire fleet.
Yeah, I'd believe it.
They
They're
are insane.
hmm
To nerd out in my own way, I believe that Custodius and Custodia are actually more correctly translated to keeper,
Possibly.
and are used in terms for janitorial work as a offshoot of groundskeeper,
Okay.
and
Oh,
therefore
and then
Okay. So the reason I called it is still the same.
yeah, no, it's you
I
are
could
correct.
not
I'm just
remember what the actual word was, but I knew that any
Guard-
of the possible ones still fit for this creature.
Guardian is a correct read, but it is more closely translated to keep, one who keeps, protects, and maintains.
Okay.
Do y'all have 45 minutes for me to nerd out about the creation myth in Norse mythology?
not right now.
45 minutes right now, no. However, I'm sure we can talk about making that happen some other time.
I only say that because like y'all are nerding out about things that I know nothing about. But I once wrote an 18-page paper on the creation myth in Norse mythology in one night. So
I will nerd out about mythology all you want.
Yes.
I'll keep it
Mythology is
off-screen
awesome.
mostly.
But I'll just
I
listen.
think
I
you
won't
just
really
need to start
contribute.
reading 40k then if you can't nerd out on it.
Right? Like I'm listening to the novels on Audible, so I'm on book
They're-
10 now.
They're surprisingly good.
Right?
Until-
It's not that 40k is a bad subject material. It's just that 40k is like cool. Superhumans fight things.
Yeah.
Like
And are also
it's not
racist.
specifically
They
that it's
really are,
bad
though.
subject
Let's be real here.
It's
Humanity is
just bad subject
racist.
material.
Look, the lore can be whatever it's want. The
And
Adeptus
orcs are
Astartes
mushrooms.
can be whoever
Fucking
they want to
orcs.
be. Give me that good Tau lore and get off your asses, Games Workshop.
That's one thing I need to read more into is the Tau. Okay, we're getting way off topic.
Daka,
I mean, Jet.
Daka.
Okay,
Jet,
one
to be
one
fair,
last
that is
thing. DACA Squadron is now a game.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Warhammer 40, it's an orc flight game. It's called DACA Squadron. It's a legit game.
I'm sorry. What?
What?
That's impressive.
I'm not kidding. Looking up, it's on
Maximum
Steam.
Daka.
It's like
there is a
$20 or something.
There is a fully free demo.
Yeah,
Download.
yeah. I don't know how good it is. I haven't played it. I just know it's a thing. Anyways, but we can deep dive into 40k another time.
I probably cannot play this. I do not have a setup for flight sims. I mean,
Just
sort
plug
of,
it.
but
Just plug in a shitty controller. You'll be fine.
Right.
I mean, I guess I do have a functional controller now.
After
So-
however long you waited for it.
Like 2.5 years. Anyways,
And continuing on.
I'm now responsible for us being sidetracked.
Yes.
I'm gonna warn you, Chet. A lot of this looks like Arcwing, but that's because it's a flying
Yeah.
in an aerial combat situation.
Anyways,
So aerial combat can be fine, or it can be Arcwing.
True, but I'm letting you know that I am watching a guy, and it's giving me the vibes. So
I
play
will
the
take a
demo.
look as well.
You've got a demo.
I
you
mean,
can
free
try it out.
demo.
Yeah.
Might as well try it.
fuck it, why not? using the tried and true fuck it adjustment.
Fuck it adjustment.
You heard me, bitch.
Anyways,
After a lengthy sidetrack into Warhammer, at the edge of death, they find themselves in limbo, a vast white void, where they find Aerosia, who asks them a few questions as to what they were hoping to achieve, finds their cause could serve him, and sends them back. Well, except Odos, who challenges his existence as a god and chooses to stay in the white void forever, as it breaks his own beliefs in reincarnation and suits his needs as a way out of that.
God damn
Big
it,
elephant is selfish.
Right?
But I don't want to save the world. I want to question the existence of God.
What are you, me?
I mean, everything
No,
comes to an end eventually.
I am literally Odos in that situation. That's
Yes,
almost exactly what he said.
The heat death of the universe is inevitable.
Right?
We may not be around to see it, but it is inevitable.
It's inevitable. Just like we're inevitably going to crash into Andromeda in 4 billion years.
To be
Anyways.
fair, if I remember correctly, I feel like the sun is going to expand and engulf the solar system prior to that, though.
I think
I mean,
that's
they do have a
5 billion
character.
years.
Yeah, Sun is after.
Okay, I couldn't remember the order. I thought it was that one first.
Yeah, I
Either
think
way, we're gonna find the Reapers first.
right.
I do have a character in another campaign who's secretly trying to bring about the entropic death of the universe without the party knowing it, so...
Really?
I kind of feel like I need to hear a story on this.
Really?
Not right now, but I definitely
Yeah,
need some background.
we'll discuss that later. So returning to their bodies, the Custodia offers them Heaven's Fall, a shattered scythe, and they are told to travel to the Temple of the Serpent to retrieve a few small trinkets to help the Great Serpent help them. Once inside the temple, they find Shark Boy. Enter Shikari, Shambalam, Shiitake Mushroom. Fuck, we have a lot of meme names for Shark here.
Shark Boy.
I
I love that you left that in there.
Jesus Christ!
mild tangent on this. This was the only session that happened almost half without me, and I had to get most of the information as a recap from my brother.
Yep.
He hated you guys by the end of the session.
Did he? Is that why he doesn't come around anymore?
No, he's just legitimately busy. But,
Oh.
no, it was. He was texting me on my way home. He was like, "This is what they're doing," and like at lights, I would text him and be like, "Tell them to do this thing." So he was worried he was backseat gaming, but I was like, "No, they're not going to do anything unless someone gives direction. I promise."
Also, going back to real quick the whole Andromeda collision. Fun fact: life on Earth will end in approximately 3.75 billion years due to the sun gradually expanding anyway. So
Yep.
everything on Earth will already be long gone before the Andromeda collision.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So anyway,
The kobold is from the Kursak Empire, held in stasis for the rise of the civilization after its prophesied fall, but only he remains, 13,000 years out of his time. The party leave and begin to travel west, back to civilization. But they stumble upon a magic archway in a grove of bioluminescent trees. Yup, they're back at the Godforge. Chern sacrifices himself to return Callie to life, because Godforge. Leaving the cottage, they find themselves on the path they returned to the last time they came through here, just north of Bolana. This continues in Chapter 6. But for the moment, Tavali is under attack, and the B team is dealing with it. They die.
No, they don't.
Most of them die, and Calder is Calder, and plane shifted.
Fucking Calder, though.
Jesus Christ, Calder.
For real, though. Fucking Calder.
So he has like no magic items, and I was considering what it would be like to give him a periaptive wound closure.
Oh no.
Stop
I don't
it.
know what that is, but that. Oh no.
Stop it.
Just give him the cloak of displacement.
I mean, meh.
I was
It's
waiting.
not like it was crazy hard to hit. More that he just has like
300 HP, I think it is.
I think
What
you
the
have
fuck?
like 312 effective HP or something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, because of
Like
rage.
I can
and...
hit you with anything, and you're just like I take half damage, and then also I choose to take half damage on top of that.
Also, here's a bunch of temporary hit points.
Calder was fucking dumb.
So to break your brain a little bit here, periaptive wound closure automatically stabilizes you when you are bleeding out, and anytime you use a hit die to recover hit points, you double the roll.
Nice.
And he already had durable, which you cannot roll lower than twice your con mod, and his con mod was 6.
Wow. That's stupid.
So minimum 24 hit points per hit die.
That's stupid.
That's impressive.
And how many hit die did you have?
12?
Jesus.
I think Jet let me roll him at level 12.
Yeah, that
Or-
sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, it was after the fight, because I mean everybody was dead and he was displaced. Just sat there and healed 120 hit points. What was it? Was it 120, 130? It was
Something like
100 plus.
that.
Yeah.
Stupid amount. I felt so good with Kim because I got the inspiration speech thing, and like Jet was like, "Okay, everybody, you get 24 bonus hit points." Like, yeah, that's enough to like tank stuff in colleges over there. 24.
24 is very, very good when you aren't.
When you aren't a literal tank.
Yeah, when you aren't in it exclusively for I have.
Crow
I
is
have big-
Muttley. Oh my god, I just really. Yes, Crow is definitely Muttley.
I mean, for half the fight,
Muttley!
Calder was literally a wall. You couldn't get anybody past him.
I literally had to pull in one of my mages, took a look at their spell list, and went, "Oh, I finally have a way to deal with this."
It was
And it wasn't to fight Calder; it was to remove him from the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Banish him.
I'm still a little bit
Again,
sad.
I'm
Here, but
sorry.
go for it.
Again, I'm sorry, Crow, that I basically removed you from playing the game that day.
Yeah,
But
you
also,
also paralyzed
fuck
me
you.
for. Yeah, did you like paralyze me for like 4 rounds? You got auto crits and it was still like.
And I
Hey,
don't know that I brought you below half health.
That fight was dumb.
That was. I'm still sad that part of prep that I didn't do was summon a plant golem.
The accent was worth it. I would say.
Oh, that accent was going whether
Oh my
you wanted
God.
it or not, don't you know? But I got nothing on
Cam.
Cam's.
Cam's is like
accent
spot
flawless.
on.
Well, that's because he's from the area. I just
Yeah.
have like
Yeah, he's from just outside Chicago.
I'm
So
modifying an imitation of my aunt's and uncle's Chicago accent.
Anyways, the invading army overruns the resistance.
It's Wisconsin, which is
it's more Wisconsin, yeah.
it is more generally the Great Lakes area because it extends up into a large swath of Canada. But when you go to Chicago, they don't have as many of the don't you knows, and they tend to be a lot more nasy. And then once you go down to Wisconsin,
Yeah,
they
we're
go
a
a
bit
little
more
bit
like
wider.
this. Just it's very wide.
Yeah.
Our sound is very wide. It's open.
Wisconsin and Chicago. Chicago is tall. Wisconsin is wide.
I never thought
Yeah.
I'd be getting a lesson on Midwest phonetics.
And once you go Canadian, oh man, that's just a whole other ball game.
You're
But
not
yeah,
wrong there, don't you know?
Because
Yeah.
Canadian is just expansive.
Yeah. Well, Canadian kind of goes over the whole darn place, don't you know? But yeah,
Mhm.
I tend to do Chicago, so I will
Speaking of
go
Canadian,
high.
speaking of Canadian, you know what's something that I have just added to my lexicon
What?
is just from the show Letterkenny. Anytime
Yes.
anytime Wayne just says "K,"
Okay.
I say that now. Just "K."
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
No, I love Letterkenny.
Dude, that show is fucking amazing.
I've never heard of this, and now I want to watch it.
It is the
Don Hulu.
greatest rural Canadian comedy show.
It is pure gold.
I was picking rocks the other day.
Anyways,
Anyways, the invading
We
army is
are-
here.
You were having a
are
popper with your buds
very
the other
far off
day.
topic.
Yes, we are.
We are, but it's still great.
Oh. You ever stretch and all your joints pop at once and it's just the best feeling ever?
Anyways, the invading army is here. But Saren and his best casters put up a barrier that annihilates the enemy. Casualties are heavy. Several members of the fam are killed. Rip. Garish ends up downing his own skill. Double rip. Alaron loses an arm. Shit. And infection runs through his blood. Man, that guy can't catch a break, can he? The party returns to chaos.
But he sure can catch blood poisoning.
End of chapter 5.
Aileron got fucked up, and then Shark here was just like, great arresto.
Yeah, right. Sharker's just like, man, this is
fucking
child's play.
I had an entire story arc that I wanted to do with him, and you're just like, nah, man. Fuck your writing.
I got your arm right here, bud. Let me just slap it back on you.
Also, something that I forgot to mention while everyone else was in the Godforge, Darnar was training the Spinosaurus.
And then it never came up again.
No, it's still there. I mean, I couldn't really bring it into the fortress.
You never asked if you could bring
Yeah.
it into the fortress.
What? Okay. What?
I'm sorry. I'm just giggly.
I see that. You're channeling your inner Muttley today.
Yeah.
So, Vlas, are you going to bring your son into the final battle?
Fun. I mean, probably.
Do it.
Or are you going to leave him outside because you assume that the doors are too small?
Shut up.
That was a good look on stream.
Dadar has evolved into Captain Spinosaurus. Oh my god. What? Autumn, is that you?
Borf?
I just pictured that Spider-Man comic scene with the pterodactyl riding the Triceratops.
I really, really just want a, like,
Yes, the Borf
don't
is now
ever
here.
talk to me or my son again scene.
Before I start reading this, I will be right back.